Also welcome Dr. Gadgi sir. He is the chairperson for today's session. Yes, we will start with Dhanvantari Vandana.
श्री धन्वन्तरि स्तोत्रम्। ॐ शङ्खं चक्रं जलौकां दधदमृतघटं चारुदोर्भिश्चतुर्भिः सूक्ष्मस्वच्छातिहृद्यां शुक परिविलसन्मौळिमम्भोजनेत्रम् कालाम्भोदोज्ज्वलाङ्गम् कटितटविलसच्चारुपीताम्बराढ्यम् वन्दे धन्वन्तरिं तं निखिलगदवनप्रौढदावाग्निलीलम्।
Hello. Good afternoon. Today's guest speaker is Dr. Prasanna Moksale sir. Prasanna Moksale sir, I request Dr. Prasanna Moksale sir to share his wisdom of knowledge to all of us. So I request Dr. Prasanna sir, please you can share your screen now, sir. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
What about introduction?
I'll speak, sir. Ragadirogan satatan shaktan asheshakayan prasatan asheshan ausukya moharatidan jaganayo apurva vaidyaya namastu tasme. Such a meaningful prayer ends with apurva vaidyaya namastu tasme. As per my understanding of Bhattacharya, was a Buddhist, believed in Astika Nastika Siddhanta. So I believe Ayurveda is truly based from Astikavada. Being an Indian believer of Ayurveda, I would like to see Lord Dhanvantari in that Apurva Vaidya. My prayers to Lord Dhanvantari. I myself, Dr. Prasanna Mogasale, completed my post-graduation in the subject Kaya Chikitsa from Government Ayurvedic Medical College. Did my graduation from SDM College of Ayurveda, Udupi, post-graduation from Government Ayurvedic Medical College, Mysore. Joined 20 years back SDM College, my mother institution, with heavy heart because there was no vacancy in Kaya Chikitsa, so I was supposed to be in Roganidhana. But now after 20 years, I'm very happy and proud to be a Roganidhana teacher. At the outset, I would like to thank all the office bearers of Roganidhana Parishad, their effort in bringing this association, bringing up this association as well as this single lecture series. All the, especially Dr. Pavan Kumar sir, Dr. Atul sir, all the members of Parishad who have shown affection by joining this talk, and especially Dr. Ganesh, who has taken keen interest in giving me an opportunity to speak. I would like to wish my friend Dr. Badagi sir, today's chairperson on this occasion. I am also thankful to my department colleagues, Dr. Subramanya, Dr. Arun, Dr. Sarita, Mr. Navin Chandra, and special thanks to my HOD, Dr. Nagraj, who is the inspiration and motivator behind all my academic activities. I am fortunate to have great teachers such as Dr. G. Srinivasa Acharya, Dr. Muralidhar Sharma, as my teachers in my basic graduation. They are popular even by their practice also. I am also fortunate to work and learn with them in the hospital even today. Seeking blessings from all the teachers for making me strong in life and speak in front of you today. With this small introduction, I will be speaking on today's topic. Here in this slide, you can see one big screen and another small screen. On a weekend, we go to a cinema hall, big screen, and we watch movie. I think this is the picture of some 15-20 years before. The movie, somewhere around Hindi movie, somewhere around 2.5 to 3.5 hours. Some movies even 3.5 hours in those days when I was very young. And now imagine you are a practitioner and you have admitted a case in the ward. You have received a call when watching a movie. You cannot ignore that call also. You need to attend call. And you have received a call, and you took nearly 5 minutes to guide your junior doctor who is there in the hospital. Then once again you are back to the movie, and when you watch a movie after 5 minutes of break, you may not find any difficulty in understanding what is going on in the movie. And you are back at your home with your family, enjoying the time by watching a serial. One day while watching a serial, your friend called you and he spoke about 20 minutes, and that day you missed that serial, your favorite serial. The next day when you sit in front of the TV to watch your favorite serial, you may not be missing anything because the serial is slow, and the story which is lost in last 20 minutes, in the previous days 20 minutes, may not be a big issue. But today's topic, Ayurvedic diagnostic approach. This particular topic, if you miss a single slide, you will find it difficult to understand what this man is speaking about. And this topic, the diagnostic approach, is such a vast topic. It requires several hours of deliberations. And even then, I tried my level best to abridge the total theme. And I made some, this slide has somewhere around 92 slides, maybe practically around 80 slides. That is there is a stuff, there is a the matter. And this talk, if I continue continuously, it will be very difficult to follow. So that's the reason I made it into 4 parts. The first part, part A, I will be speaking on Tritaya and Pramana. So to begin with Tritaya and Pramana, we need to understand what is systemic medicine, what is clinical medicine, what is the understanding in Ayurveda. Right? Now we have a term called Rogi Pariksha and Roga Pariksha. Rogi Pariksha, it is said, Darshana Sparshana Prashne Parikshete Cha Roginam Rogam Nidana Pragrupa Lakshano Pashaya Samprapti. And Roga Pariksha is done by Nidana, Pururupa, Rupa, Upashaya, Upashaya and Samprapti. That means it is this Roga Pariksha deals with the systemic medicine where a systematic explanation of a disease is there. Right from the derivation to diagnosis and the treatment. That is textbook of internal medicine. And Rogi Pariksha speaks about Darshana Sparshana Prashne. The Pariksha is done by Darshana Sparshana Prashne as per Vagbhata. Of course, we have other Pramana and all, so many tools. And this particular Rogi Pariksha is nothing but clinical medicine. And clinical medicine refers to understanding the disease from the clinics. There, the patient will come and speak about its suffering. His patient will say about the suffering, that is the symptoms, and through that we will be reaching to the diagnosis and then we will be writing the prescription. And this particular approach is called as clinical medicine. And today's talk is all about the clinical medicine. This is all about the clinical medicine. So this is not Roga Pariksha and this is Rogi Pariksha. Clinical medicine I will be speaking. And to begin with the clinical medicine, the first and foremost thing for a physician is to make a diagnosis. That is the role of Roganidana. There Roganidana stands in this area, that is Roga Madhav Pariksheta Tato Anantaram Aushadam Tatha Karma Vishak Paschat Jnana Purvam Samachare. You know, I need not elaborate. And at times physician may get embarrassed, but Charaka says, even Vagbhata also said the same quotation, Vikaranam Makushalo na Jimniyat Kadachana. So physician need not be embarrassed. The reason not all the diseases are named. And when the diseases are not named, what are the criteria for naming? It is said, Ruja Varna Samuttana Sthana Samsthana Namabhihi. That is, Ruja stands for the symptoms. Varna stands for the sign. Samuttana stands for the etiological factor. Sthana stands for the site of affliction. Samsthana is very specific about specific signs. And Nama, generally we translate it to names. It could be a synonym also. So based on this, we name a disease. And why diseases are innumerable? The diseases are innumerable. Charaka says, Prakupitastu kalute, Prakopana Vishesha, Dusha Vishesha, Chavikara Visheshan, Abhinirvartayanti, Aparisankeyan. Same thing is said in Sutrasthana also in other words, almost same meaning. Kalute Prakupitastu, Kalute refers to dosha. Prakupitatu gets vitiated. By Prakopana Vishesha, that is by the specific etiological factors responsible for the vitiation of specific type of dosha. Then Dusha Vishesha, intern vitiates dosha. Vikara Visheshan, Abhinirvartayanti. It is going to manifest when dosha samurchana then vyadhi. So it is going to manifest. And because of this dusha visheshascha, the disease becomes innumerable. Disease becomes innumerable. Then how to understand? Charaka further says, Charaka further says, Tasmat vikara prakritir adhisthana antaranicha samuttana visheshascha buddhvam karmam samacharet. Same thing is quoted in Vagbhat also, Ashtanga also. Anyway, vikara prakriti has a two meaning. One is prakriti shabdena iha swabhavaha. Swabhava refers to the lakshana. Swabhava refers to lakshana that I will be dealing in the next section. Anyway, then other understanding regarding the vikara prakriti is dosha. Also, it is said by Chakrapani in the context of Charaka Chikitsa III. But we are looking in from the Rogi Pariksha, that is a clinical medicine. As we are discussing from the clinical medicine, vikara prakriti refers to the lakshana samuchaya. Vikara prakriti refers to lakshana samuchaya. If it is a Roga Pariksha, then vikara prakriti refers to dosha. Adhisthana refers to dosha. Whereas from the clinical diagnosis, from the clinical point of view, vikara prakriti refers to the symptom complex, and adhisthana antarani refers to the pathological changes. So vikara prakriti is nothing but the clinical diagnosis. Stroke is a clinical diagnosis. Adhisthana antarani is a pathological diagnosis. The pathological diagnosis, that is cerebral infarct, intracranial hemorrhage, so many other such diagnoses. Then Charaka says, Samuttana visheshascha buddhvam karmam samacharet. Samuttana hetu. Hetu vishesha, specific etiological factors such as pradhanika hetu or vyadhi hetu or utpadaka hetu. Whenever we have a history of a patient that is pointing towards a diagnosis, that is a trauma and the patient has a neurological deficit. The trauma-induced neurological deficit is very easy to understand. So these are the three modes of diagnosis. It is said as Tritayam Jnatva. Vikara Prakriti, Adhisthana, Antarani, Samuttana, Vishesha. These three things are very important in our clinical practice. Charaka says, Yo etas Tritayam Jnatva Karmani Arabate Vishat Jnanapurvam Yata Nyayam Sa Karmasuna Mushyati. These things are must in these three things are must in our clinical practice. As far as possible, we should make clinical diagnosis. We should make pathological diagnosis. Wherever it is possible, we should be able to make a etiological diagnosis. Of course, further, there are some basic prerequisites for this particular thing. There are some basic prerequisites. Charaka is very cautiously placed the term called Buddhvam karmam samacharet. He said buddhi is very essential for a physician. That's said buddhi nischayatmika, proper decision making by buddhi. So it is the physician that he is going to conclude what the patient is suffering from, which medicine the patient deserves. And then he says jnana purvam mata nyayam. The basic factor which is required, that is jnana purvam yata nyayam, that is chikitsa jnana purvakam yata agamam. That is the command on the text. So command on the text, the clinical skill, and the decision-making ability of a physician, that all comes in that occasion, we will be able to understand Tritaya of the Vyadhi. And if a physician understands Tritaya, then he will not be having any confusion. That is, he said, Sakarmasu nahamuishati. Moha is because of lack of knowledge. Avijnana. Moham avijnanena. So if the patient is able to make these Tritaya, to understand Tritaya of the Vyadhi in a patient, then there will not be any confusion for the physician. Further, how to ascertain this? Of course, Charaka Vimana, he has dealt one chapter for this. Aptataschopadeshena, Pratyaksha Karanena cha, Anumanena cha, Vyadin, Samyak Vidya Vichakshana. A thorough knowledge, with a thorough knowledge, we need to assess. What we need to assess? Through what we have to assess? That is through Aptavachana Pariksha, Pratyaksha Pariksha, Anumana Pariksha. Aptavachana refers to clinical history taking. That's what Chakramani says. Atura vachana rupo aptopadesho api vyapriyata iti darshayati. In the same context, Chakrapani said in sloka number 5, Vimanasthana 4. Atura vachana regarding patient suffering, one suffering, never the person will lie. Never a person will lie. That's the reason patient history itself is aptavachana. Further, The Pratyaksha refers to examination and investigation, and Anumana refers to history, examination, and investigation. Aptavachana. What Aptavachana? What is Aptavachana according to Charaka? So that he says, Rogam ekekam eva prakopanam eva yonim eva uttanam eva atmanam eva adhisthanam eva vedanam eva samsthanam eva shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandham eva upadravam. Like this is textual knowledge as well as history given by the patient. Eva prakopanam, what are the etiological factors? Eva utthanam, that is specific. Is there any specific etiological factors such as pradhanik hetu or utpadak hetu? Then eva atmanam, course and character of illness, that is history of present illness. Eva adhisthanam, site of illness. Eva vedanam, that is the symptom complex. Then eva samsthanam, that is samsthana is akri, that is the signs of illness, that is clinical examination part. Then eva swadha sparsha, like this it goes on. It's a textual knowledge where everything is mentioned in relation with the disease. Further, प्रत्यक्षतस्तु खलु रोगतत्त्वं बुभुत्सु सर्वे इन्द्रियैः सर्वान् इन्द्रियार्थान् आतुरशरीरगतान् परीक्षेतः अन्यत्र सज्ञानात्. I need not explain this particular thing. Of course, this is nothing but examination. That is systemic, general and systemic examination. Of course, it also includes investigation, that is the physical properties. Then further Anumana. Anumana refers to history, examination, and investigation. It is very clearly said in Charaka, Grahanyastu madhudaranatum swapna darshana viprayam dishtvesha sukha dukkhani cha atura pariprashneneva. And it is examination, that is Indriyasthana very clearly said, Indriyanam atindriyatvat anumaneneva parikshanam ithi, that is Indriyani ataja. So Indriya, atindriya structures cannot be perceived directly. So in that occasion, we have dissected a human body in our first year graduation. And we know in a practice, when we feel something in our abdomen, right upper quadrant, we know it is the liver because we have done the Pratyaksha Purvam hi Anumanam. So that's what. Then all internal organs, that is Anumana. Then Yukapa Sarpanena Tavasya Sharira Valyasam. This is a popular quotation everywhere. Anybody quotes, and I need not elaborate. This is one example for investigation. And now, from this, we have taken a history of the patient and we have done a general examination. We have done a systemic examination. The next step, and of course, we have done investigation also. The next step in the diagnosis is differential diagnosis. The differential diagnosis, Charaka once again never left this point also. So Charaka said, Sarvata sarvam malocha yatha sambhava arthavid ata adyavase tatvecha karyech tadanantaram. Sarvata, in each and every case, sarvam malocha, you need to think all the conditions. Yatha sambhava, of course. Charaka is very clever. He said, Yatha sambhava. A male patient is coming to the clinic and saying patient has cough. Why we need not think of uniopath? Because sarvam malocha, Charaka said, sarvam malocha. Why we need to think about uniopath? So that's the reason he very clearly said, Yatha sambhava. Relevant possible condition only we need to think. That means we need to make differential diagnosis. And how, on what basis? Arthavid. Arthavid means based on the observation made by history, examination, and investigation. Then Ata Adyavase Tattvecha, correlated with the text that which we have studied. Okay, then analyzed, Buddham Karmam Samaj. Then conclude. We need to conclude this is the diagnosis. Karyam Chatad Anantaram. The treatment follows. So this is how we make a diagnosis in our clinical practice. This probably Charaka's understanding is nothing but the modern day case sheet. So this is not the complete of my talk, and I'll be continuing part B. So in the part A, I spoke about Tritaya and Pramana, and in this I dealt with the clinical diagnosis. First of all, systemic medicine and clinical medicine, and then clinical medicine. I spoke about Tritaya of the Vyadhi, that is clinical diagnosis, pathological diagnosis, and etiological diagnosis. Then I spoke about differential diagnosis. Finally, how to arrive at a diagnosis. To elaborate the part B. So this part B, in this part B, I'll be speaking about the clinical diagnosis, that is Vikara Prakriti. So till now we have seen Ayurveda diagnosis based on this, same as modern case sheet. They have copied, we can say they have copied. Then everything starts from the Lakshana Samuchaya, symptoms and signs, that is Aptavachana, Pratyaksha, Anumana, history taking, symptoms and signs. Of course, Madhukosha, Vyakhya, it is very clearly said, Nanu Rupena Vyadir Jnayate Nacha Rupa Vyatirekena Vyadi Rupa Labhyate. Without Rupa, you cannot understand the Vyadi. The clinical diagnosis is based on the Lakshana Rupa only. Yato Milita Aruchadaya Eva Jvaraha Kasadi Ekadasha Rupani Eva Rajekshma. He says Aruchadi Santapa Aruchadi Lakshana, then we say it is Jvara. Kasadi Ekadasha Lakshana, we say Rajekshma. Right? It is said in the Samhita, Dosha Dusha Samurchana itself is Vyadi. Of course, it is true. Dosha Dusha Samurchana is Vyadi. That is Roga Pariksha. That is systemic medicine. Of course, Dosha Dusha Samurchana exhibits manifestation, clinically exhibits with the manifestation, that is signs and symptoms. And those signs and symptoms, Aruchadi, Kasadi, and Aruchadi, individually they are Lakshana, Tat Samudaye Vyadi. This Lakshana Samuchaya itself is Vyadi. So clinical diagnosis begins with the Lakshana Samuchaya. And there is a set of clinical features. Still, to understand this, how to arrive at a clinical diagnosis, of course, we need to identify the Vyadi Pratiniyata Lakshana. Anena cha Vyadi Pratiniyatam lingam yata jvarasya santapaha tata atisaranam atisarasya ityadi grahyate. Of course, among the Lakshana Samuchaya, the first step for the physician is to identify the Vyadi Pratiniyata linga. So that is the cardinal feature. And this Vyadi Pratiniyata Lakshana has so many synonyms in the text, in the different either in the text or in the commentary, either in the original shloka or in the commentary. There are so many synonyms. All these synonyms give some message regarding Vyadi Pratiniyata Linga. So it is said, Ata Urdhvam Yadir Darshanam Vakshamaha Shofarpada Granthi Vidradi Visarpa Prapratinam Pravyakta Lakshanam Jvaratisara Prapratinam Cha Panchama Kriya. This you know. And here in this commentary, Chakrapani, of course, Sushruta commented on, Chakrapani commented on Sushruta also, Pravyakta Lakshanata Vyadinam Vyakrityartaha, Pravyakta Lakshanerhi, Vyadirutpanno Vijjate, Sacha Vyadirvaktihi, Vyadyarambaka Dosha Lingavati Tata. Then he says, Pratisvika Vyadi Lingavati Cha. Pravyakta Lakshana or Vyadi Pratiniyata Lakshana, the synonym is Pratisvika Vyadi Linga. What is Pratisvika? What is Pratisvika? Pratisvika means peculiar, not common to others. It is the cardinal feature. It's a peculiar for that particular illness. Santapa, without Santapa, we cannot make a diagnosis of Jvara. Without Purana, we cannot make a diagnosis of Udara. Without Atisarana, we cannot make a diagnosis of Atisara. So that's a peculiar Lakshana, that is Pratisvika Vyadilinga. Then further, that Dallana says, commenting on this, Pravyakta Lakshana cha Vyadir Jati Lakshana Katanam. Tadyata then Santapo Lakshana Sarana Lakshano Atisara Purana Lakshanam Udaramithi. So this is not Dallana, this is Sushruta himself said, Vyadi Jati Lakshana. So what is this Jati Lakshana? If you go through the Samhita, we will not be able to get much information regarding the understanding of Jati. Of course, in Patanjala Sutra, it is said, Samana Prasava Dharma. So, different animal will take birth in a specific timing. So, based on that, the Jati is mentioned. Of course, if you go through Vachaspati, there is a beautiful quotation that I wanted to highlight. So that's the reason I placed this reference. Jati riti jati rakriti grahanam samsthanam vyangyeti iti artha tena manushago mraga hamsa adinam pratak samsthaner vyajyamanatvat manushatva gotva mraga hamsatva mragatva hamsatvadi jati evam brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudranam pratak samsthana abhavat brahmanatvader jatitvam nasyaditi lakshanantaramaha linganam cha na sarva bhagiti ya sarvani lingani na bhajate sacha jati riti artha. It means Of course, it's a big sloka. It means, I have made a translation. Pravyakta Lakshana explains Vyadi Jati. Jati refers to Akriti, Samsthana, Vyanjana, or a sign or a symbol. Human, cow, other animals, swan, etc. appear totally different and hence are considered as Manusha Jati, Go Jati, Mraga Jati, Hamsa Jati. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra all share common appearance of Manusha Jati and hence Brahmana Jati doesn't exist. They are not different from Manusha Jati. So Jati doesn't refer to all the inclusive Lakshana. This is very important. Jati doesn't refer to all the inclusive Lakshana. So Jati indicates specific Lakshana and doesn't refer to manifestation of all the Lakshana. So Jara, you will have a set of symptoms, but Vyadi Jati Lakshana, Jara Jati Lakshana is Santapa. Atisara Jati Lakshana is Sarana. So this Jati Lakshana is a specific Lakshana that is leading towards a diagnosis. That is Vyadi Jati Lakshana. This is another information that highlights the importance of Vyadi Pratiniyata Lakshana in our clinical practice. Selecting the Vyadi Pratiniyata Lakshana. Further, there are some other definition that is Pratyatmika Lingam, Vartamani Vyadi Gamaka Lingam, Visrista Vyadi Bodhaka Lingam, like this different. Of course, everything carries some meaning. Anyway, that Pratyatmikam Lingam, it's a popular quotation. Everybody speak of Pratyatmaka Lakshana. So that's the thing. With that intention, I kept that synonym. Of course, in the context of Pururupa, Sushruta Sutra, 35th chapter, he says, Anya Lakshano Namatyanena Sa Sarva Pururupa Avidhanaya Bhavishad Vyadi Kyapaka iti anena Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka Lingat Vyavritti. Now, this is one important description. Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka Linga Vyavritti. Vyavritti means separate, divide off. It is other than. Vyavritti means other than. Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka. What is Vyadi Gamaka? Gamaka is a convincing proof. Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka Linga. That is, Vyadi Gamaka means a convincing proof of a ongoing illness. In the absence of convincing proof of Vyadi Gamaka, convincing proof of a disease, in the absence of convincing proof of a disease, all the Lakshanas we should say it as Pururupa. When there is Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka Lakshana, or in other words to say ongoing illness exhibits a specific Lakshana, when that specific Lakshana appears, then we say it as it is Pururupa. It is not Pururupa. It is not Pururupa Avastha. It is Rupa Avastha. So that is what Vartamana Vyadi Gamakalinga refers to, a convincing proof of a illness. Convincing proof of a illness. So Aruchi is not a convincing proof of Jwara, whereas Santapa is a convincing proof of Jwara. Then Visishta Vyadi Bodhakalinga. So like this, there are different Visishta Vyadi Bodhaka. Everybody can understand this. So I'll skip to next. And there are two types of Vyadi Pratiniyata Lakshana. Vyadi Pratiniyata Linga. It's of two types. Though it is not said directly, we can differentiate these two things. One is empirical clinical diagnosis, second is expositional clinical diagnosis. So it is said in Charaka Nidana, Anena cha Vyadi Pratiniyatam Lingam Yata Jarasya Santapa Tata Atisaranam Atisaratyadi Grihyate. Further he says, Tata Vatadi Kritam cha Vatadi Dwarasya Vishamaramba Visargitvadi Grihyate Tata Amapakwa Jirna Jwara Lakshanadini Visishta Vyadi Bodhakani Grihyate. So now if you observe, there are two issues. One is one which point towards a disease. And the second that is highlighted in green, that is Vatadi Kritamcha, that is a comprehensive understanding of that particular illness, whether it is Vatadi Dosha, Jwara, which type of dosha, Jwara, then whether in Amapakwa Jirna Lakshana, or it is Pururupa, Rupa, like that. So it is somewhat, it is called as expositional clinical diagnosis. So there is no such term in any medicine textbook. You will get a term like empirical clinical diagnosis. Of course, this is my own coined term. Expositional means the description and explanation of an idea, description and explanation of an idea or a theory. The elaborated description and explanation of an idea or a theory. So the elaboration of jwara, that is expositional clinical diagnosis. Empirical, it's making a diagnosis of jwara, that is empirical. Expositional is further elaboration of that particular diagnosis. So now, Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana, that is empirical clinical diagnosis. How to identify the cardinal feature or Vyadhi Pratiniyata Linga? Probably it is based on Swabhava of the Vyadhi. Probably it is based on the Swabhava of the Vyadhi. It is said in Sushruta, that is Sushruta Uttara 41st Rajakshma chapter, Ajnata rogasya vaidyasya chikitsayam pragalpyam na syat ato nidanaram bahite. In case of Ajnata roga, treating a case will be, physician will not be having a command over treatment. Pragalpyam, he will not be having a command over the treatment because Ajnata roga. So that's the reason one need to understand the diagnosis, that is rogamado parikshita tato anantaram aushadam. Then in such occasion, what is the approach? Dallana says, Prageva Vikara Swabhava Abhidanaya. We need to understand the Vyadhi Prabhava, Vikara Swabhava, Vikara Swabhava. So it is the Swabhava of the Vyadhi. By this, Vyadhi Pratiniyata Linga is identified. That Swabhava of the Vyadhi itself is Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana. Of course, in the context of Aptavachana Pariksha, Charaka also said the same thing. Evam Atmanam. That is, Chakrapani said, Atma Swabhavaha. Yata Rohinya Darunatvam Sanyasasya Shigropakraniyatvat. This particular characteristic feature of a manifestation, by seeing these, we are making a clinical diagnosis. So, Swabhava refers to the most severe symptom, maybe. It may be most persistent complaint. Or maybe it may be related with the onset of the symptom, sudden onset or a gradual onset in a given case, or a character of illness such as episodic illness, continuous illness, or intermittent illness, systemic or localized, bilateral, unilateral like that, or a course of illness. So like this, we can identify Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana from a thorough history and examination. And utility of understanding Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana, of course, one utility is to make an empirical diagnosis, no doubt, undoubtedly, empirical diagnosis made by Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana. Of course, it is also said, Vyadhi Arambaka Dosha Lingavati. Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana is because of Vyadhi Arambaka Dosha. We say Jwara is because of Pitta. Vyadhi Arambaka, what is the Pratiniyata Lakshana? That is Santapa. Santapa is because of Pitta, undoubted, there is no doubt. So, to fix a dosha, that is Arambaka dosha, Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana is useful. And once we are very sure about the Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana, we know Rasa Pradoshaja, Rakta Pradoshaja, Mamsa Pradoshaja, like that. We can identify that Lakshana in relation with the Shrotas, so we can fix the Shrotas. And once we fix the Shrotas, it is very easy to understand the dosha also. And once we know the dosha, srotas, everything, then Rogamarga is also useful. That means the Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana is the first step to explore pathological diagnosis, Adhisthanantarani. Right? I will be elaborating those things. Then after this Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana, Sarvata Saramalocha Yata Sambhavartavet. So then we'll be making differential diagnosis, of course, differential diagnosis. Of course, we adopt several methods. So sometimes using Nidana. So it is very clearly said in the context, Madhukosha, it is said, Natu yata nidanena sarvatra niyata roga adyavasaya. All the diseases are not diagnosed by Nidana. That is very important. Whenever there is Mradbhakshana, then we say Madbhakshana Pandu. Like that, Makshika Bhakshana Chaddi. This, whenever we have a specific etiological factor, Padak Hetu, then it is very easy. Whereas in some of the disease where the cause is Vichari Hetu, then it is very difficult to make a diagnosis through the Nidana. So that's what all the diseases are not diagnosed by Nidana. Whenever you have a Pradhanika Hetu, whenever you have a Vyadhi Hetu, whenever you have a Utpadaka Hetu, then it is easy to make a diagnosis. Of course, Chakrapani has given some more information, exclusion method of diagnosis explained by Chakrapani. In the context of Yoni Vapach, Charaka says, Jayante, Vijadoshas, Daiva, Shrunuta Pratak. Chakrapani says, Daivantu Sarvatrameva Sadharana Karanam. Visishta Drasta Karana Adarshane Sati Karyadarsanat Unnayam. So, Daiva is the cause. Daiva means Praktana Dharma, that is deeds of past life. So, our Papa Karma, deeds of past life is responsible for our this life itself, and all the suffering of this particular life. And in that case, whatever we suffer, whatever may be the disease, one of the causes is Daiva or Prarthana Dharma. And he says, Chakrapani says, Visishta Drashta Karana Adarshane Sati. In a clinical condition, a patient is there in front of us. And when we evaluate, you don't find any specific reason for this. And but the patient has a illness, of course, then you need to think a possibility of Papa Karma. That's what he says. Exclusion. You exclude one by one and make a diagnosis. This is also said by Chakrapani. Further. Sometimes we use Purarupa to make to understand the diagnosis. So if there is a popular example which I will not be elaborating because of the time factor, Tata Rakta Pitta Prameha, you know that I will not be elaborating. But these are all very few examples. In each and every case, once again, it is not possible. And differential diagnosis based on the Rupa, of course, it is based on Vyadhi Swabhava. This is what I have discussed in detail, Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana. Once we see Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana, it is very easy for us to make a diagnosis. Now I have quoted one example from Ashtanga Hridaya. Avrto doshalingani so animittam pradarshayat kshina kshanat purno bhajate kritya sadhata. Kshina kshanat purno bhajate. Kshina, the dhatu kshaya vata vikara is usually gradually progressive. Avrto doshalingani margavana krita vatakopa is clinically animittam pradarshayat, sudden. So sudden onset, margavana janya vata vikara. Gradual onset, that is dhatuksha janya vata vikara. So like that, we get a lot of information regarding Vyadhi Swabhava. Based on that, we can make understanding. Then differential diagnosis using Upashaya Anupashaya. Once again, I will not be elaborating Gudalingam Vyadhi Upashaya Anupashaya Abhyam Parikshata. This is a popular quotation. We can give a lecture ours together also. Then finally, with all these modalities, we will be making the differential diagnosis. Then finally, we will be reaching to the empirical diagnosis. So, and thereby, the second section is over. In the second section, part B, I spoke about Vikara Prakriti, and there too I said the importance of Lakshana. Without Lakshana, we cannot make the clinical diagnosis or Vikara Prakriti. And Lakshana also, we need to identify the Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana or Pratyatmika Lakshana. And I have highlighted the importance of Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana. After identification of Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana and other Lakshana, Samanya Lakshanas of the disease, then how to make a differential diagnosis? I have given few examples, the literary information. And with this, the Vikara Prakriti empirical diagnosis is over. The third section, part C, is all about, it's a continuation of Vikara Prakriti itself. It is expositional clinical diagnosis, not empirical diagnosis. It is all about expositional clinical diagnosis. Of course, to sum up, same thing, Lakshana Samuchaya, then Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana, then empirical and expositional. Expositional means, I said, a comprehensive description and explanation of an idea or a theory. It is a comprehensive description. So comprehensive description of empirical diagnosis. That is Vyadhi. So In this context, it is said, Chakrapani, tata vatadikritam cha vatadi jvarasya vishamaramba visargitvadi grihate, tata amapakva jirna jvara lakshanani, visishta vyadi bodhakani grahyanti. So some of the examples I have taken, that is the comprehensive understanding, maybe that there could be many more reasons, but many more factors. So I have highlighted 3 points in this talk. One is based on the dosha. Second is about samani rama avastha in vyadi. The third one is avastha of the vyadi, whether the patient has reached to clinic in pururupavastha, rupavastha, or upadravastha. So these three things I will be elaborating. And the first one is dosha. So it is said, Vailakshanya charirinam astayitva tataivacha doshadatu malanam tu parimanam na vidyate. Precise quantification of dosha vaiparitya in a patient is impossible, as per Shruta and as per me also. And but it is also said by Dalana, Parimanam iti swam sarvato manam na vidyate tena kasyachideva kvachideva manam kartrum shakyate. Kasyachideva kvachideva manam kartrum shakyate. That means a general estimation of dosha vaiparitya is possible in any given clinical condition. That is very clearly said. And even then, how it is understood, dosha understood, how it is understood, he says, doshadinantu asamatanam anumanena lakshayet aprasannendriyam viksha purusham kushalo vishat. That is, it is still our inference, how we need to infer. It is still, we need to infer based on the lakshana samuchaya or vyadipatineta lakshana and other lakshana, that is vyadi swabhava. And in our Samhita, we get a lot of information regarding dosha, how to understand doshadikyata. It is said, samsavasavata swapasada ruktoda bedanam. We know that, and we can segregate under different headings. And in a given place, we need to identify these things. Varna vaiparitya, rasa vaiparitya, vedana, gatihani, like this. Because of the time factor, probably I may require another 30 to 40 minutes to complete. So I'll skip this. Indriya dushti, mano dushti, dhatu dushti. Then further, that is samanya lakshana. Then swabhava, that is vishamaramba upasarga, that's vata, right? Then similarly, upashaya, anupashaya, dushti kala. These are some of the criteria. Thereby, we can infer to a certain extent doshadikyatya in a given case. Similarly, for pitta also, we have a criteria, that is pitta siddhahara goshma pakita. Similarly, same thing is told in Charaka Sutra 20th also, with much more additional information. That is varna, rasa, vedana, indriya dushti, mana dushti, dhatu dushti, samanya lakshana, swabhava, that is ashu is pitta swabhava. Then like that upashaya, anupashaya, dushti kala. Further, similarly for kapha, we have a criteria, similar criteria, varna, rasa, vedana, indriya, mana, dhatu, samanya lakshana, swabhava, upashaya, anupashaya, dushti kala. Based on this, we can infer to a certain extent regarding doshadikyata in a case. Doshadikyata in a case. Thereby, we will be able to make a expositional clinical diagnosis. Further, it is also said you need to understand the samavastha, niramavastha. So before speaking about samavastha, niramavastha, I need to speak about ama. What is ama? Because from a small platform of classroom to international seminar concept, that platform, ama has taken such a lead that it is greater than dosha also nowadays. Everywhere, anywhere, we easily quote ama and we say everything is ama. So I want to place my view, and ama is a separate talk for me. It requires another 1 or 2 hours. But considering the title Ayurvedic Diagnostic Approach, I have concised and few things only I placed in this occasion. And here, ama is basically of 2 types. Being Roganidhana scholars, we should be very much specific in identifying ama. It is not that simply saying ama, we should be very specific. Which ama? So we should be very specific whenever we utter a term ama. What Madhukosha says, amam anarasam kechit malasanchim pratama dosha dushtim cha kechidamam prachakshate. And Atanga Darpana commentary, instead of amam anarasam, he said avipakvarasam. Both mean the same. So the first one, amam anarasam, this is related with the Agni. And other two, that is malasancha and pratama dosha dushti, that is nothing to do with the Agni. That is niragni ama. So there are two types of ama. One is sagni ama, another is niragni ama. And when we speak about sagni ama, once again we have three types of Agni, that is Jatra Agni, Dhatu Agni, Bhuta Agni. Jatra Agni acts over the food, and the food is digested, then Bhuta Agni acts. And after this, once again Dhatu Agni acts. After Dhatu Agni, once again Bhuta Agni acts. This is according to Charaka Chikisa 15th chapter Grihani Adhyaya. Anyway, so this is the Agni Karya in our body, how Agni works in our body. And in relation with the Vyadhi, Jatra Agni, we have a description such as Ushmano Alpabalattvena Dhatumadhyam Apachitam Dushtam Amashayagatam Rasamamam Prachakshate Amashayastakaya Durbalyata Vipachita Adya Ahara Dhaturya Sa Ama Iti Kirtitaha. So this is all about Amashayagata or Kostagata. It is all about Kostagata Ama. Jatragni refers to Kostagata Ama, and this is only for Kostagata Vikara, such as Vishuchikala, Sakavilambika Grahani, Atisara, such diseases, Pravayakadi Vikaras. It is not for other Shariragata Vikaras, very clearly. Then further, it is said in by Chakrapani in the context of Staulya in Sushruta Samhita Sutrasthana 15th chapter. Here there is a term called Ama, Cha Ama Eva, Annaraso, Madhuratarascha, Sharira Nukramam Sneham, Medojaneti, Tadati, Staulya Mapadi. That's what the Sushruta. Anyway, in that context, Ama refers to Raktadi Rupena Aparnataya Apakwa Iti Artha, Natug Ama Shasta Kayagnir Dorbalya Avipachita. I have come across with several theses. We receive as a teaching in a PG, we have a PG, ours is a PG institution. And we get some of the time thesis valuation. Sometimes we get a thesis of Staulya and the student is writing Jatra Agni Janya Ama in Staulya, but it is very clearly mentioned, no, it is not Amashasta Kayagnir Dorbalya Tavipachita, it is Raktadiru. It's a metabolic error, it is not a digestive error. Right? Further, it is said, Yatra Dhatu Pradeshe Vanyamando Bhavati, Tatra Ama Sambhava Pidakadi Utpathi Syat. Atanga Darpana commentary, there Madhava Nidana 6th chapter. And in the same sloka, further Atanka Darpana commentary, it is said, Yetavata Dhatu Bhutagninam Mandyatvena Amasambhavatvat Shosha Vrana Vidradyadi Roganam Tadjannatum Uktam Bhavati. So it is Dhatu Bhutagni is responsible of Pidaka, Shosha, Vidradis and other diseases of other than Kosta. Further. This is all about Sagni. Now I am moving to Niragni. I said Niragni Ama, there are two descriptions. Amam Manarasam, Kechid Malasanchem, Pratama Dosha Dushtim. So I'll be speaking about Dosha Dushti first and then I'll be speaking about Malasanchem. So this is Dosha Dushti, Niragni Ama, that is Dosha Dushti. And here also once again, Dosha Dushti Janya Ama is of two types. Dosha Dushti as armadated, it's of two forms. One is, it is said, Dvidahi Samata, Ekarasasya, Aparadoshasya, Rasasamata to Mukavaryasya the Lakshanam. So Ekarasasya, this is Amam Anarasam. Aparadoshasya, what is Doshasya? He says, Doshasamata Tarunatva Rupa Sa Astahena Eva Upeti. So this is Ama Pachamana Niramara Pakwa Avastha. That is we generally see in the case of Jwara, Vidrati or Atisara. In such disease only we see such conditions. It is not applicable to each and every disease. It is applicable for few disease, that is dosha ama, dosha as ama in such disease. And there is another description in Ashtanga, Anye doshebhyo evati dushtobhyo anyana murchanat kotravebhyo vishasyeva vadanti amasya sambhavam. Here in this context, Vagbhata says, Anyonya murchana of dosha. Dosha itself is satmya, sahaja satmya. Viruddhairapi natayate gnirkanti paraspara dosha sahaja satmyam avisham goramahin. This is very clearly said by Charaka. Dosha are sahaja satmya. My dosha is satmya for myself. And this dosha is causing harm by anyonya murchana. What is this? It is said, Viruddhairapi natayate gnirkanti paraspara dosha sahaja satmyam. By Charaka in the Chikisasthana, then in Vimanasthana Chakrapani says, Viruddha Guna Sannipato, in Vimanasthana Chakrapani says, Paraspara Guna Upagatastu Yadyapi Doshanam Prayo na Astieva Kadachit Adrishtavashat Bhavati Tignayam. Kadachit Adrishta is not luck, Adrishta for unknown reason. Dosha Guna fights each other. Dosha Guna fights each other, that is Vata fighting with the Kapha, that is Amavata. Vata is fighting with the Kapha in Pranavasutas, it is either Pratishaya or Shwasa or Kapha Jakasa. And Vata Kapha fighting with the help of Pitta in the Tvakadisthana, Shita Pitta Udarda. Vata Rakta in Sandhi Pradhana, other structures, then Vata Rakta. This is all hypersensitive reaction, immunological reactions. That is Anyonya Murchana, Murchita Dushta Dosha. So whenever we place a term, Ama, we should be very cautious which Ama we should be able to say about which Ama. Then Niratni Sama is also Mala Sanchaya. So what is Mala? It is not only Trimala, Kamala. It is Charaka said, Malabhutastaye sharirasya abhadakarasyo tadyata sharira chidreshu upadeha pratakjanmano bahirmuka paripakvasya datava prakupitascha vaitapitta sleshmanaha yecha anyapi kechi sharire tishtanto bhava sharirasya upagato upapadyante. It is, he said, sharira chidreshu upadeha pratakjanmano bahirmuka. Yes, sotas having external open, whenever there is a block, there will be a problem. So we impacted wax, there will be pain. Nose is blocked, there will be headache or some other manifestation. So like that, that is Mala, and that is nothing but Ama. Then Paripakvash Datava, that is Pakat Puyatam Gata Shunitadaya. Pakat Puyatam Gata. Right? And another meaning, Aparipakva iti Pata, that is Samadatavu. There are two meanings. Then Prakupitashcha Vatapitta Sleshmana, already we discussed. Yecha Anya Pika Sharire Tishtanto Bhava Sharirasya Upagata Yopapadyante, which should be formed in the body. Mala is one which is formed in the body, and if it stays in the body and causing harmful effect, that is Mala. Charaka is very much liberal in this occasion. He says, Yecha Anya Pi Sharire Kechit Sharire Tishtanto Bhava Sharirasya Upagata Yopapadyante. He says, which should be formed in the body and which is not expelled. And being inside is causing harm, that is Kumbhakamala, that is ammonia. Ammonia formed in the body, or uric acid, the Vatrakta, or gout, or amyloid. Such disease we can quote several examples. That is Mala Sanchaya, that is also Ama. So with this is about Ama. Then now coming back to the clinical diagnosis, expositional clinical diagnosis. Now in this occasion, now we need to understand Samanirama Avaste in a disease. What is this Samanirama Avaste? So we have a description of Vayu Sama, Pitta Sama, Kapha Sama. We have a description. Of course, is it a final one? How far it is useful for us? We need to question ourselves. Being in Roganidana, we need to question this. Vayu Sama Vibandagni Sadhandra Andhra Kojanam. On this description, if you go through, it is mostly specifying to the locomotor system, and to some extent it is the intestine. And if you go through the Pitta, Sama Pitta, then Durgam Haritam Shavam Pitta Mamlam Stiram Guru. This is once again he's targeting towards the GAT. And Kapha, if you analyze the Lakshana Sama Kapha, if you analyze the Lakshana, Avilas Tantulastyana, Kantadeshyavatishate, can we extend this information to all the disease? No, we cannot. We cannot. So this particular description of Sama Vata, Sama Pitta, Sama Kapha is only for a target organ, target structures, target shotas in the body. Of course, it is also useful for exams to ask questions further. And then what is the solution? What is the solution? How to understand Samanirama? And if you analyze the Adhisthana wise, Koshtagatam and Shariragatama, in Koshtagatam it is said in Ashtangrate, Tivra Artirati na Ajirni, Pipet Sulagnam Aushadam Am Sanvanalam, Nalam Paktum dosha Aushada Ashanam, Nihantyadapi, Chete Sham, Vibramaha Sahasa Aturam. So he is very clear, he says, Koshtagatam should never prescribe any medicine. What you need to do? Apatarpanat, Langana Pachana you need to do. And then he says Shariragatam also, once again, Sarva Dehanugam, Sarva Deha Prasutan, Saman, Doshan, Nidhare, Lina Datushu, Datushu, Anutkristan, Palad Amat, Asaniva, Ashayahi, Ashayasyahi, Nashasya. So this is what he says here in Shariranugata Ama. He says, once again, you need to start from Pachana and deepen it, sir. Once again, part of Langana itself. So, Ama, if it is there in a Kosta or in Sharira, we need to do Langana Pachana. So, irrespective of Adhisthana, Kosta or Sharira Gata, or irrespective of Chikitsa, Shodhana or Shamana, if you want to plan Shodhana, if you want to plan Shamana, you need to think of Koshtagatam. You need to visualize Kosta, because Kosta should be visualized because Aushada is mainly administered through the Kosta only for both Shodhana and Shamana. And hence, optimal digestion is prerequisite for all the treatment modalities. So, Samanirama, definitely we have to consider the general principles told by Ashtangrade, that is Srotorodha Balabramsha Gauravanla Muratam, Alasya Bhakti Nishtivam. So this Samavastha, Niramavastha in a disease, it is only this much, not Samavata, Samapitta, Samakafat. You cannot generalize in any case. In any case, you have to stick on to this particular understanding. And then Sama Vyadi, that is Amena Tena Samprakta, Dosha Dosha Shadushita, Sama Ittebidiyante, Echa Rogas Tadutbhavas. It is Sama Dosha. People say it is Sama Dosha. It is Echa Rogas Tadutbhavas. It is Sama Roga only, Sama Roga. That means Dushta Dosha causes Dushti of Dusha, and this Dushti results in a Vyadi. And there is Ama in the Kosta, that is Sama, that what's Srotorodha Balabramshadi. Those Lakshana and a Vyadi, that is irrespective. Vyadi means irrespective of Adhisthana, whether Koshtagata or Shariragata. Then that avastha is Samavastha of a Vyadi. Okay, and in such occasion, we need to observe and treat that Samavastha, then we need to proceed to the specific treatment of a specific Vyadi. So now this is all about another 30 minutes, right? Okay, I will continue maybe for 30 minutes, not more than that. Then the avastha, we need to identify Pururupa, Rupa, Upadrava. So as I said earlier, in the absence of Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka Linga Vyavriti. Vyavriti means absence. In the absence of Vartamana Vyadi Gamaka Linga. So that's a convincing proof. In the absence of the convincing proof of illness, all the Lakshanas are Pururupa only. Pururupa is also Rupa, Rupa is also Rupa, and Upadrava is also Rupa only for us. Everything is Rupa. How to distinguish? Distinguish in the absence of a cardinal feature, any Lakshana, any number of Lakshana, that stage should be considered as Pururupa Avastha. Next, Rupa Avastha, when the appearance of Utpanna Vyadi Lakshana, then that cardinal feature, when it appears, then we need to consider it as Rupa Avastha. Then Upadrava, of course, Upadrava is a bit confusing. A lot of information is there in the Samhita. Right here, Tatra Upasargo Namayo Purvotpanna Vyadihi Jaganya Kalajato Vyadirupa Sarjati Sa Tanmula. So here, Upadrava is a disease. Upadrava is also a disease. Manifest after the manifestation of a disease. That means during the course of illness. When we say during the course of illness, then we get a doubt. I will be discussing. Now, Upadrava is different from Vyadi Lakshana. Vyadi Lakshana also during the course of illness. And Upadrava also during the course of illness, how to differentiate? That's a question. That's the solution is Tanmula eva Upadrava samnya. Same dosha is responsible for the Upadrava Vyadhi also. How come? It is said, Srotamsi eva datavascha dhatu neva pradushyanti pradushta. In this context, Chakrapani says, Srotamsi datavascha dushta. One Srota is vitiated means similar, the related dhatu is dushti takes place. Then from there, Pratyasannani Srotamsi, nearby Srotas gets vitiated. In this way, when the nearby Srotas is vitiated, nearby dhatu is also vitiated. And this particular one Srotas to another Srotas, one dhatu to another dhatu, dushti, is because of Swadosha Sankranti. Same dosha is responsible for nearby dhatu dushti. So, Upadrava may be a different manifestation, may not be related with the primary illness at all. It may be related with the another Shrotas itself. But that disease should have origined from the dosha which is the cause for primary illness. That's the thing. Then further, as the disease advances, disease will exhibit few more lakshana. These lakshanas are generally related to the Mula Vyadhi, but Upadrava need not relate to the Mula Vyadhi also. That means the Samanya lakshanas of the Vyadhi, are related with the primary illness, but Upadrava Vyadhi need not be related with the Mula Vyadhi. That means another dhatu dushti has taken place, another manifestation has occurred further. Then Upadrava and other information, occasionally Mahabala Doshaja Roga may originate along with Upadrava itself. Along with the Upadrava, maybe even in the Pururupa only that Upadrava may manifest. But Samanya Lakshana originate with the Mula Vyadhi need not be Upadrava. Hence, Saha Utpanna Vyadhi may be Upadrava also at times. If you go through Raktapitta in Charaka Nidanasthana, second chapter, sloka number 6 is about Raktapitta Pururupa. And 7th sloka is Upadrava. Instead of explaining the Lakshana, Charaka directly said Upadrava. That shows that is Mahabala Dosha Jaroga. And if you go through the Pururupa Lakshana as per Charaka Nidana, Rakta Harita Harita Twang Angavayava Shakrin Mutra Sweda Lala Singana Kasya Singana Asya Karna Mala Pidakolika Pidakanam. You can see ecchymosis in all these areas. That means Sarva Chidreshu Asadhya. So Pururupa itself Asadhya Lakshana appearing. So that means Mahabala Dosharambaja Vyadhi, the Upadrava may manifest along with the Vyadhi itself. So Upadrava, sometimes other criteria, Upadrava is Chirakala Anubandhi. Upadrava is Chirakala Anubandhi Lakshana itself is called as Upadrava. So if Upadrava is Mahabala Doshaja Utpanna Vyadhi, it may be Ashu. In such occasion, it may require independent treatment and will not subside by the treatment of primary illness. That information also you know very well. Now, then how to understand Upadrava, Pururupa, Rupa? Here I have placed an example. So these are the example from Udara. So the first 2 lines are taken from Pururupa. Of course, Pururupa, few more lines are there. I have taken only 2 lines. This Udara Kshunnashaha Swadatis Nigda Guruvanna Pachate Chira Bhuktam Vidahyate Sarvam Jirna Jirnam Na Veticha. And if you see the Udara Samanya Lakshana Kukshera Atmanam Atopaha Shofa Pada Karasya Cha Mando Agnis Lakshana Gandatvam Karsham Cha Udara Lakshana. The Pururupa also you can see these 2 lines, you can see Mandagni and its manifestation. And if you see Rupa, then once again Mandagni and manifestation. Then if you see the Upadrava, Shunaksham, Kutilopastam, like the second line, that Balashonitam Mamsa Agni Parikshinam Varjayet. Asadhya Lakshana. He says Agni Parikshinam Chavarjayet. Of course. Pururupa also same Lakshana. Rupa also same manifestation. Asadhya Lakshana also same manifestation. Of course, that's the reason Charaka said, Jnana Buddhi Pradipena. Yo na avishati tattvavit aturasya antaratmana na sa rogam chikisset. It is the physician who needs to decide using jnana, shastra jnana and his own buddhi, intellect. Yo na avishati tattvavit. If he cannot indulge, he will not be able to distinguish these things. So with this, the part 3 is over. So with this, Vikara Prakriti is over. Here in this section, I spoke about dosha and Samanirama and Avastha, Pururupa, Rupa and Upadrava Avastha. Next, that section, it requires somewhere 20 to 25 minutes. With that, I'll be completing. Hope you will excuse me. Next. Now, till now, we have discussed Lakshana Samuchaya and then Vyadhi Pratinita Lakshana, all that. Now, the pathological consideration, that is pathological diagnosis, Adhishthana-antarani. The second one is pathological diagnosis, that is Adhishthana-antarani. So this section, in this particular section, I'll be speaking about pathological diagnosis, that is Adhishthana-antarani, and etiological diagnosis, that is Samuttana Vishesha. So the first is pathological diagnosis. We need to understand dosha, all those things. So now dosha, only Vriddhi should be considered, not Kshaya. Dosha pravruddha swam lingam darshayanti yathabalam kshina jati lingam swam samasa swam karma kurvate. Second, the second statement is applicable, even this particular principle is applicable even for manasika dosha also, only Vriddhi should be considered. Then the next thing is analyzed for causative factor and modify causative dosha and modifying dosha. Some area this is useful. Say for example, Kasa is because of Kapha Vriddhi. Kasa is because of Kapha Vriddhi. If in a patient Kasa with the sputum, then it is Kapha itself is modifying factor. In a case, patient has a Kasa, but patient has a dry cough, then it is the Vata is a modifying factor. So causative dosha and modifying dosha we need to assess. Then we need to assess dosha bala. Dosha bala also. With that only we can treat the case. If dosha bala is excess, we have to go for shodhana, alpa bala, langana pachana is sufficient. So that's the reason we need to assess dosha bala. And here, Vriddhi is we should consider only Vriddhi and should never consider Kshaya. Dosha Vriddhi should be considered, should never Kshaya. Is it true? We have a description, Vardhanena Ekadoshasya, Kshapanena Uchitasya, Kapasthanana Purvava, Sanipata Juram Jayed. And another description, like that, so many descriptions will be there in the text. So I have quoted only 2 examples. Dosha, Kshina, Brahmaitavya, Kupita, Prashamitavya, Vradha, Nirharatavya, Sama, Paripalayatavya. So this is the thing. So that means these 2 statements are totally contradictory to the previous sloka. Kshina we should not consider. So why? So dosha, Vriddhi and Kshaya should be assessed and treated accordingly. In that case, why Kshina should not be considered? So probable reason, there are 2 answers. One answer is dosha cha eka samutpatto sukha sadhya lakshana. Then kritra sadhya vidoshajam. Yapya is once again the doshaja. Pratyakya is the doshaja. And imagine a common cold. We develop every now and then we get common cold or simple ailments. Every disease, some dosha Vriddhi, some dosha Kshaya will be there. And in that occasion, if we consider Vriddhi and Kshaya both together, then every disease either it should become either Tritra Sadhya, Yapya, Pratyakya only. No disease will be Sukha Sadhya. So probably when we want to treat a case, we need to assess dosha Kshaya also, and accordingly we should proceed. When we want to speak about prognosis of illness, we need to consider only Vriddhi, not the Kshaya. The other reason could be Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana or Pratyatmika Lakshana is produced by Vratta dosha only. So that is another answer, probable answer. Then another issue is dosha bala. We need to assess dosha bala. Every dosha is vitiated by multiple nidana, that is doshasya ekasya api baho prakopo hetavaha tasma tata swalakshane karma vishcha buddhva bishak doshameva avagamayet. So understanding the dosha kopa is by looking at the dushta dosha karma, that is nothing but the lakshana. So understanding dosha bala is by lakshana only. Utility of understanding this, Vruddha Vagbhata says, tat pratipaksham aushadam prajamanam ashu siddhyate. You can easily treat a case if you understand the dosha bala by giving pratipaksha aushada. Okay, then dosha bala means what? Mradu madhyamati bala. That is mradu madhyamati matra vikalpaya katam nidanam. So this is the description. And therefore, we need to understand the dosha amshamsha bala vikalpa. It is said, eka rupasya apihi hetur mradvadi vibhagena pratak samavetanam cha doshanam amshamsha bala vikalpa visheshan vyadir bala vishesha bala vishesha. So we need to understand the vyadi amshamsha bala vikalpa. And what is the utility of understanding amshamsha bala vikalpa? That is the Vruddha Vagbhata and the commentary Hindu says, Tata videshu aneka doshatmakeshu vyadishu aneka raseshu cha beshajeshu parasparam rasadoshamsha prabhavam abhisamiksham vyadir aushadasya cha prabhavam adhyavaset vyadir dosha balam beshajasya. Like this he says, its meaning is like this. Mostly all the diseases are rooted with the, not tridosha, Dvanda arthi dosha, rooted with the two dosha or three doshas. Similarly, each and dravya also has multiple rasa. No dravya is having single rasa. Mostly all dravyas are having multiple rasa also. So now dosha, disease mostly origin from multiple dosha, and dravya is also having multiple rasa. Now, first of all, a physician need to understand dosha amshamsha vikalpa. And physician also should understand the ability of dravya to cause dosha upashamana based on rasadi. Now dosha amshamsha vikalpana we need to do, and we should also know a dravya, how far it is going to pacify vata, how far this dravya is going to pacify pitta, how far it is going to pacify kapha, we should know. In such condition, understanding rasa, dosha, rasa, with this, understand rasa dosha amsha prabhava of dravya in a vyadi. That means consider the ability of dravya means rasadi guna yukta dravya, to counteract dosha amsha prabhava in a vyadi. So now there is a dosha where vata is 70%, pitta is 20, kapha 10. And you select such a dravya in this world where it can counter 70% vata, 20% pitta, and 10% kapha. Like that you can do. With this, you can treat a case beautifully. Of course, only description is very clearly said by Vagbhata, natu evam sarvatra, natu evam sarvatra. This is not so always. This is not so always, because he says, nacha esham amsha vikalpanam sarvaspin vyade sarvaspinam cha beshaje vijnaya. This particular dosha amshamsha kalpana is impossible in all clinical condition as well as even in dravya. And he says, nahi vikriti vishamama samavetanam. He says, dosha samsarga sannipata generally becomes vikriti vishama samaveta. And in such occasion, assessment of dosha amshamsha vikalpana is not possible. He gives 4 reasons. Sayuktanam, nana rupanam, paraspara upagrahitanam, paraspara cha eva upahatanam, annischa vikalpane vikalpitanam. So this particular assessment is not possible. He says, so sanyoga, maybe prakriti samasamaveta, vikriti vishamasamaveta. Prakriti samasamaveta, how he gives an example. Vata causes shoshana, pitta also causes shoshana. Vata causes shoshana by ruksha laguguna, pitta causes shoshana by ushna guna. Now it is prakriti samasamaveta. When ruksha, lagu, ushna joins, then shoshana, that is ashmari. That is ashmari in a disease. It is everything is clear, prakriti samasamaveta. But in vikriti vishamasamaveta, it is difficult. He says, vata is shita, pitta is ushna. We don't know what is the effect. Vata is ushna, kapha is shita. We don't know the effect. Vata is ruksha, kapha is snigdha. We don't know the reason. He says, Yuktamatah Swabhava Viparitena Samaveta iti Vikriti Vishama Samaveta. So here you cannot quantify dosha bala in this situation. And if it is Prakriti Samaveta also. Now in the previous example, Vata is having Ruksha and Laghu, and Pitta is having Ushna. All these are together causes Shoshana, I said. Now, which one is Pradhana, which one is Apradhana? How to understand? No, it is not possible. Parasparena Upagrahitanam refers to which is Pradhana, which is Apradhana, we don't know. Though it is causing same effect, that is Shoshana, but to understand Pradhana, Apradhana, it is difficult. That is Paraspara Upagrahitanam, it is impossible. Then Parasparena eva Upahatanam. Their combination, the Viruddha Guna fights, Viruddha Guna Sannipato, Bhuyasa Alpavajyate. Viruddha Guna fights. And net effect, 4 minus 3 is 1. The net effect, how to understand? We are able to see a Lakshana, but whether it is 4 minus 3, 1, or it is 5 minus 3, 4, 1, we don't know. That is Parasparacha Eva Upahatanam, we don't know. It is difficult. What we can see only the Lakshana. That's the reason it is difficult. He says there are some examples I placed. Murcha, Pitta, Tamapraya. Pitta and Tama, which is Pradhana, we don't know. What is Taratama? All this Amsha is difficult. Praya. Raja Pitta Anila Brahma. Tamo Vata Kafat. Tandra Nidra Sleshma Tamo Bhavaha. So this description, what is the Amshansha? We don't know. We don't know. Then that is I said Parasparena Guna Upagatasya Epi Doshanam Prayo Nasti Tata Adrishavashat Kochit Bhavatitya. I quoted this reference earlier, so I don't want to deal. Of course, this particular example itself is sufficient when there is Paraspara Guna Upagata. Effect, net effect we are seeing as Lakshana, but what exactly happened, we don't know. Then Anyascha Vikalpane Vikalpitanam. So Anyascha means Desha Kaladi Vikalpane Vikalpitanam. That is influence of Desha, influence of Kala, Prakriti, etc. will have its own impact on manifestation of a disease. That's the reason Dosha Bala is not at all it is practicable. It is only for exam. Then Sushruta also said, Vailakshanya Chaririyanam Asthaitva Tatevacha Doshadatu Malanam Parimanam. It is said the two reasons Vailakshanya Chaririyanam Asthaitva Tatevacha, that is Vailakshanya Chaririyanam means no individual is similar in relation to Prakriti, Dhatusara, Samhanana, Dirgha, Rasvakaya, etc. So on. That's what Vailakshanyat Visadrashatvad. Visadrashatvam Tata, Vatadi Prakriti, Rasaraktadi Sara, Samhanana, Dirgha, Rasvadi, Kaya Bedena. So Vailakshana, every individual is different. So it is the Amshamsha Kalpana is not possible. Second reason, Asthaitva, nothing is constant in relation with the Kala. Maybe health, maybe disease. I need not probably elaborate these things. With this, Dosha Amshamsha Kalpana is only theory, and it is not so practical in our clinical practice. And the theory is very much important to understand any science. And we know that to construct a building, we require laterite stone, we require sand, we require so many other structures. And once you build a structure, you will not be able to understand how many sand particles are used. It is difficult. Sometimes the theory, based on theory, we understand the science, but when the final product is there, then the assessment is a little bit difficult. Probably, I don't deny that the concept is wrong. Of course, it is not possible from clinical point of view. It is not possible from clinical point of view. So, Dosha Bala is assessed by the inference, as I told earlier, that is Anumanenava Lakshayet. So, by Anumana inference, Dosha Bala we need to understand. So, this is about Dosha in relation with the pathological diagnosis, that is Adhisthanantarani. Then Dusha, and Dusha is understood by Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana only. This is already discussed. Dusha here refers to Dhatu, Upadhatu, Mala, Manas, Indriya, Avayava, etc. And when we speak about dosha, both Vriddhi and Kshaya should be considered. And Shrotas, its understanding is based on Vyadhi Pratinitha Lakshana already discussed. So one Lakshana is there, we can fix Rasajoayam, Raktajoayam, Shonitajoayam, Mamsajoayam, Medajoayam, like this. We can fix when Vyadhi Pratinitha Lakshana, we are able to identify, we can fix the Shrotas also. Then Sancharasthana, either it is generalized Sanchara and vector, that is localized or generalized. Urdhvam cha adaschati yakcha vijnaya trivida para trivida cha para kushta shaka marma asti sandhika iti ukta vidhi bedana doshanam trivida gatihi. Yatrastha mamam, there is another way for localized, to say localized. Yatrastha mamam viruje tameva desham visheshena vikara jate doshena ena avatatam swalingai lakshayet amasamudbhavaihi. So this is a localized and generalized manifestation by sanchara and Vektasthana based on Vyadhi Pratiniyata Lakshana only. It is said Krishne Ardhe Avayave Va Api Yatra Ange Kupito Brasham Dosho Vikaram Narvasi Megavattatra Varshasi. So this is all about Vikara Prakriti, and the next is Samuttana. Sorry, this is all about Adhisthana Antarani. The next about Samuttana Vishesha or etiological diagnosis. So, etiological diagnosis, I have summarized, concise the topic. Nidana, we classify Nidana, Vyadhi Bodhaka, Vyadhi Jnapaka, Nidana, then Vyadhi Bodhaka, Nidana Panchaka, and Vyadhi Jnapaka, Bahya, Abhyantara, then once again Bahya, then Dosha Hetu, Vyadhi Hetu, Ubhaya Hetu, Abhyantara, Dosha, Amanirama, all this understanding. And here I have one section I have highlighted with the pink color, another with the blue. And blue is all about Roga Pariksha, that is systemic medicine. And pink is all about the pathological diagnosis. This is what we have discussed earlier. Now, this is etiological diagnosis. That's what we need to discuss. So, we need to identify dosha hetu, vyadhi hetu, ubhaya hetu in our clinical practice. And when we say dosha hetu, this is dosha hetu, then this is vyadhi hetu, then we should be able to identify whether it acts as Sannikrishta hetu or Vipakrishta hetu or Chayapurvaka, Achayapurvaka, Katinya, Unabhava, Utpadaka, Venjaka, Vebichari, like this we need to identify. When I wrote my thesis in the year 1999-2000, as I said, I did in Kaya Chikitsa, I segregated Nidana, all the Nidana into Ahara, Vihara, Manasika Dosha, like that we categorize. And now that is Kaya Chikitsa because I am supposed to write that like that only Ahara, Vihara, Manasika, because I am there to say Patya because I am Kaya Chikitsa person. I am supposed to speak about Patya, that is, and my classification will be like that. Whereas a Roga Nidana student, his classification of Nidana should never be like that. We are there to pinpoint how dosha dushti, how dhatu dushti, all that we need to analyze the Nidana in terms of dosha hetu, vyadhi hetu, ubhaya hetu, that is Sannikrishta, Viprakrishta, adi, Pradhanika, Utpadaka, Venjaka, adi, Asatmindriyartha, Prajnata, the Parinama. Our thesis should be like this. Okay. Now, here, Samuttana Visheshascha Buddhvam Karmam Samacharit Charakaset. Samuttana Vishesha, that is Hetu Vishesha. Specific etiological factors. So that is Utpadak Hetu, Venjaka Hetu, Pradhanika Hetu. Utpadak Hetu, Venjaka and Pradhanika. Pradhanika refers to a definite reason. Pradhaniko Yata Vishad. A definite reason. Visha and Marana, you know, no doubt. Then Utpadaka refers to predisposing factor. Venjaka refers to exciting factor or triggering factor. That is Venjaka Preraka. In a room, a patient is there, the students are there. A sweeper comes and sweeps. And one or two students will get sneeze, one or two sneeze. And a student who is having bronchial asthma, he will develop asthma. He will get an exacerbation. That Raja Adi, that's a trigger here. That's a triggerer for that particular student because it acts as Venjaka Hetu. So in that way, we need to understand the etiological factors. So with this, I will step aside. I would like to say thanks to the organizers. I have taken 6 minutes extra. I am thankful to my own community. I am thankful to my own community of Roganidhana Parishad for listening patiently. Once again, I am thankful to Pavan sir, Atul sir, and everybody who have given me an opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prasanna sir. It was a very elaborate lecture. I will request respected Gadgi sir, chairperson for today's session, to have some words on the topic.
Dr. Prasanna has delivered a very extensive lecture on Ayurvedic diagnostic aspect. So I think he has taken exactly 1.5 hours. He utilized his whole 1.5 hour time, and he tried to deliver the complete understanding of the Rogi Roga Pariksha. Along with that, he also narrated the whole concepts of the fundamental principles of the factors which are necessary to diagnose the disease, and he explained those factors with the aim of assessing them at minute level from the clinical point of view, and he also tried to explain the Rogi Pariksha and Roga Pariksha in detail. Along with that, the factors which are necessary to understand those things from the point of view of the various acharyas and the different tikakaras, what they have been mentioned about that. So he threw very much light on that. So everybody is saying that. So there are three objects, two or three are necessary to diagnose the disease based on Charaka. Charaka said that Pratyaksha and Anuman are sufficient to diagnose the disease, and Pratyaksha, Anuman, Aptopadesha are sufficient to diagnose the disease. So he tried to cover all these three aspects. Along with that, Susruta also said Tadvida Pariksha. So this is very nice collab with Panchendriya Pariksha Prashna. So comparing both Charaka and Susruta, there is no ambiguity in explaining the Roga Roga Pariksha. So with he has taken a lot of time, so I don't think I need to explain a lot about the other aspects of it. So once again, I congratulate Dr. Prasanna for his nice deliberations and explaining the things in a more critical manner by taking the more and more input, including from the main samhitas as well as from the tika. So it's one of the wonderful lecture. So thank you, Dr. Prasanna, for sharing your valuable insights with the experts of Roganidhana. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gadgi sir. I would like to request Professor Pavan Kumar sir to have some words. Yes, sir.
Prasanna ji, thanks for your time and extensive lecture. Huge. It covered almost all the aspects. So I hope Subhash ji is listening to this.
Yes, sir. He is listening on Facebook.
किधर है वो?
Facebook पे.
वो आए और सुने कि बहुत ही विद्वत्तापूर्ण था. Prasanna ji, it was very nice.
And it was on very short notice. Actually,
yes.
He was to deliver on 28th.
Yes.
But due to short of Diwali vacation and short of speakers, I request him to do lecture on 21 and 28 also.
No, it is beautifully explained. This is almost a textbook. A very nice chapter.
Thank you, sir.
Full comprehensive. Badgi ji has summed it up very well. So I will also not take too much time. Just thanking you all, Ganesh ji, for arranging it such a nicely, inviting legendary speakers. Maja aa gaya, Prasanna ji. Prasanna Atma Indriya Mana. So it was good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone.
Hello. Sir, sir, आप
हाँ बोलो.
हाँ सर. कंक्लूड करना है सर, आप कुछ कंक्लूड करेंगे सर.
Okay.
Yes.
जैसा कि हम सभी लोगों की बहुत एक लंबे समय से इच्छा थी प्रसन्न मोक्साले सर को सुनने के लिए, मैं तो व्यक्तिगत इनको वहां भी देख कर आया था ओडीपी, और बहुत अच्छे एक फैन फॉलोइंग है सर की। और इस वजह से जैसे ही सबने सुना कि सर का लेक्चर होगा, और सभी लोग बहुत उत्सुकता से उसको इंतजार कर रहे थे, और बहुत अच्छे तरीके से सर ने समराइज किया है सारी चीज को, जो आज के समय की आवश्यकता भी है। जैसा कि हम सब लोग लगातार देख रहे हैं कि लोगों का उत्साह बड़ा है आयुर्वेदिक ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, और उसके लिए सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है आयुर्वेदिक निदान। आयुर्वेद चिकित्सा के लिए जो आज सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है वो आयुर्वेद निदान की है। तभी हम उस पर्सेज मेडिसिन को, उस व्यक्तिगत मेडिसिन को किसी को दे पाएंगे। और सर का इस पर बहुत व्यापक अनुभव है। सर एक बहुत अच्छे काय चिकित्सक भी हैं, और वहाँ बहुत अच्छी प्रैक्टिस भी है, और वो सर ने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से डिस्क्राइब किया। और एकेडमी की ओर से मैं उनका सर का बहुत हार्दिक आभार अभिनंदन व्यक्त करूंगा कि सर ने अपने बहुत व्यस्त समय से हम सब लोगों को अपने लेक्चर से लाभान्वित किया। धन्यवाद प्रसन्न सर।
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
If anyone wants to ask a question to Dr. Prasanna sir, can ask. I am seeing here many PG scholars or students have also joined here. So if any question or something is like that to ask Dr. Prasanna sir. Otherwise, we will conclude this session. Okay, thank you very much, sir. It was a very nice lecture. और बहुत अच्छा लगा सर जब आपसे सुना कि आपकी आईपीडी नियरली 100 की होती है, मेरी मंथ की भी नहीं होती है। So it was very, and that was the difference between a clinician particularly and clinician with academician. So that is the difference I particularly listen to your lectures, and those particularly about अंशांश कल्पना जिसको डिस्कार्ड किया आपने, और मुझे बहुत अच्छा भी लगा। और मैं अब तक भी मैं सोच रहा था कि अंशांश कल्पना क्यों लेना है। तो we can describe theoretically but not clinically actually. So that was very good point to see. Thank you very much, sir. With the permission of Pawan sir and Vaishnav sir, I would like to conclude this session. Thank you for joining us. Thank you very much.
आज के सत्राध्यक्ष की अनुमति लो भाई बैडगी सर की।
Sorry. So with the permission, hello बैडगी सर।
परमेश्वर की अनुमति के बिना कुछ नहीं होता है।
ओके सर,
ठीक है सर, प्रणाम,
धन्यवाद सर।
मिलेंगे अगले हफ्ते।
बिल्कुल
सर, बिल्कुल। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।